Hey everybody, I'm here today to talk to you about a reason to fail the driving test, and that reason is not driving centered. Now in most situations when you're driving, you should be driving centered. Whether you're in a lane, whether you're in a parking lot, whatever the case is, you should be driving centered. If you don't drive centered, you are sending negative signals to the driving test examiner. Now let me break this down for you. Okay, and I'll tell you a few quick tips to help you drive centered. Let's say you're driving down a main road and you seem to be steering towards the left. You're driving on the left part of your lane. The driving test examiner is going to be noticing that you're going to be getting extremely close to the cars in the other lane or the cars beside you. And that is a negative sign, and it's an unsafe driving action, which can cause you to lose a significant amount of points and even fail, or it can contribute to you failing your driving test. That's one example. Let's say on the other hand, you're driving too far to the right, you're driving too close to the curb. The driving test examiner is probably going to look out of their passenger side window, see the curb right there, and wonder why they would give you your license if you can't do something as simple as just driving centered, right? It's like the most basic, essential driving skill, but it's actually a huge deal. If you can't drive centered, it's going to be hard for the examiner to actually give you your license. It's as simple as that. So with that being said, you got to drive centered. Now, what I want to tell you is this. A few tips to help you drive centered, because I want you to pass your driving test. I don't want you to fail the test. First and foremost, you got to drive with two hands on the wheel. If you're driving like this, one hand on the wheel, guess what? You're probably going to be swerving side to side. It's going to be hard for you to stay centered. Also, with two hands on the wheel, they have to be spaced equally apart. If you're driving like this or like this, you're probably going to veer to the left or veer to the right. Your hands have to be both on the wheel as often as possible on the driving test, and also they have to be equally spaced apart. In addition to those two factors, you want to look further ahead. Now here's the thing, a lot of beginner drivers look directly in front of the hood of their car. And as a person that is going to be taking their driving test, because I'm assuming that's why you're watching this video, you have to avoid looking directly in front of the hood of your car. Firstly, you're going to encounter a lot of negative surprises when you do that, because you're going to be looking right in front of the hood of your car. You're not going to notice the car pulled over up ahead, and then all of a sudden you notice it when it's too close to you, and guess what? Boom, collision, fail your driving test just like that, and possibly injure someone and yourself and the examiner. Whole negative situation. So look further ahead. In addition to making you safer, when you look further ahead, you are going to have a nice balanced approach. So as you look further ahead, it's going to allow you to just stay nice and centered. Now here's the thing. Even when you're driving centered, you're not holding the wheel perfectly straight the whole time. That's not the way that it works. If it was that easy, we would just hold the wheel like this and not move, and we would drive perfectly centered and straight in the lane. You're making little adjustments, and I like to call those adjustments micro adjustments. So here's what you got to do. You have to make those micro adjustments as you're driving. Now with your steering wheel, as you're looking further ahead, naturally your mind and your brain are going to cause your hands to just make those tiny little movements of the wheel, keeping your car nice and straight and nice and centered, and that will allow you to hopefully pass your driving test. But hopefully it's at most going to allow you to not fail because of that. And that's it. In this video, I've gone over a reason to fail the driving test, and it's something that people do, and it's not driving centered, whether it's in a lane, in a parking lot, in a laneway, in a parking spot, in any situation. You gotta drive centered. It's as simple as that. If you like the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment, and of course, be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.